Go before we wind down trade for the day and of course for the series as well. 12,153 is where we're shutting shop for the Nifty futures. Today of course has turned out to be a good day after what looked like it's going to be the most quietest of trading sessions. Finally picked up some steam even for the broader markets. About a 2:1 kind of ratio that you've clocked when it came to the advance and decline. I just quickly want to see how the series has been and then we'll come to individual movers from today. We'll get those series graphs in just a bit. Of course, ICICI Bank, Yes Bank, you've got an SBI. These have all performed very well. In sporadic bits and starts, you've also had some move coming in on metals and pharmaceutical names as well. And then you've seen emergence of newer names to these core sectors. So within banking, for instance, and RBL as well as SBI have done very well. Those names too have got some amount of fancy, and really telecom has been the story. Both up and down, but I think on a net basis we should manage to close in the green for the entire telecom space. For the series, it's not been bad. The series, you've seen an all-time high for the index getting finally past 12,153 is where we're shutting shop in today's trading session. Balkrishna Industries, L&T Finance, Infratel, PNB, Union Bank, these are all names which have held out today. On the flip side, there was some pressure from a DLF, from a Z, Hero MotoCorp, Apollo Hospital, Cummins, and HDFC Bank, Hero MotoCorp, like I just said, a Bosch, and Castrol. These are some names which have held out to be laggards. Pankaj, what have you observed?
So, a lot of action in the mid-cap space towards the end. So, a Corporation Bank was up 10%. It's at 25 rupees. You have a Union Bank, which was up 10%, 65 rupees for that name. J&K Bank up 10%, about 34 and 50 paisa. Gayatri Projects up 7%. Dish TV up 8%. L&T Finance up close to 7%. Equitas did well, 101, 102 for Equitas. Balakrishna Industry up 6% at about 935. SL Propack after days has moved up 5% higher, 150. JM Financial up 5%, 88 rupees for that name. IDFC Limited up around 5 odd percent. Orient Electric up around 5%. LIC Housing up close to around 5.5%, 463 for LIC Housing Finance. Syndicate Bank did well, so that's a name which is up around 5%. You have PNB, which is up 5%. I'm talking about PNB Limited, not PNB Housing. UPL, of course, is a large cap name, but the move today was pretty solid, 580 rupees for that name. Indiabulls Real Estate, 4% higher, 71.72. Indiabulls Ventures up around 5%. Magma FinCorp up close to 5% at about 50 rupees, and IDBI Bank up close to about 4.5 odd percent. Astral Poly up 4%, JSW Steel up around 4%, Bank of Baroda up around 4%, Sadbhav Engineering up around 5%, Federal Bank, RBL 381. It's been positive since morning and looking in strong, and for last 1 month I was checking the data, I think it's up closer to about 40% or so. Nalco up 3%, Suntech Realty up 4%, GMR Infra, AG's Logistics are some of the other movers. You had JSW Steel as well, up 3%, Credit Axis Grameen was up 3%, Endurance did well with a 3% up move, and Raymond was up close to 3% at 720. TVS Motors, Shobha, Dixon Tech, NMDC all up to 2.5 odd percent. So, most of these names were looking in pretty strong in the session today. And some of these names, mind you, don't get a lot of volumes. But today, for a lot of these names, volumes were also looking in decent. IRB Infra down 3%, no news flow. Future Consumer down 5%, about 25 rupees. Indoco Remedies down about 3 odd percent. And Cummins down about 3% at around 544. There was a, I think, downgrade which came in from Kotak as well for that name.